You know that moment when you're lying in bed, your cat creeps up to your chest, tilts their chin down, and firmly presses their forehead right against your nose? Yes, it melts your heart, but there's a hidden conversation happening right there that most cat owners completely overlook. This simple physical contact is loaded with ancient instincts, chemical signals, and deep affection. And once you decode it, you will never experience it the same way again. Because if you misunderstand what your cat is trying to say in that fleeting second, you might miss the most profound declaration of love they can possibly give. So, if you're fascinated by the secret psychology behind your cat's daily habits, keep watching. This is the ultimate feline compliment. Let's break down what that head rub truly signifies. Number 1. It's not a simple pet request. It's a biological identity merge. Have you ever noticed how your cat will bypass 3 other people in the room just to deliver that specific forehead bump to you? It looks like a random choice, but it's anything but random. This action is scientifically known as bunting, and it serves a crucial purpose in feline survival. Cats have specialized pheromone glands located right above their eyes and around their ears. When they drag that part of their head across your skin, they aren't just saying good morning. They're physically stamping you with their unique chemical signature. Think about that for a second. Your cat is actively mixing their scent profile with yours to create a unified family odor. And here's what most people miss. This invisible scent bubble doesn't just claim you, it actively calms their nervous system. It proves to their primal brain that you're a permanent safe fixture in their territory. You might see them give a half-hearted rub to a guest. Others get completely ignored. That variation is a loud declaration of hierarchy. So, if you get the heavy head press, you aren't just a food provider, you're their anchor. But there's another dimension to this touch, one that involves your feelings. Number 2. It's a real-time emotional scan. Here is a truth most people never realize. When your cat rests their head against yours, they aren't just giving love, they're extracting data. It sounds like science fiction, but it's true. Felines navigate their environment through microscopic shifts in scent, temperature, and human body language. So, when they physically connect their head to your body, they're reading your current state. They're analyzing your heart rate, your muscle tension, and the stress hormones radiating off your skin. Think about a time you were crying, battling a fever, or just utterly exhausted from work. Did your cat suddenly appear, climb onto your lap, and deliver a slow, heavy press? Thousands of owners report this, and it's absolutely not a coincidence. It's their instinctual way of checking, is my human functioning properly? They do this without demanding your energy. Here is the reality that shocks most people. Animal behaviorists consider this specific bunting to be a primitive form of feline empathy. It's subtle, it's quiet, but it's real. So, the next time they bump you after a terrible day, don't just push them away. They're absorbing your grief and offering solidarity in the only way their species knows how. And if you're the kind of devoted owner who loves understanding these beautiful hidden messages, hit that subscribe button. It ensures you never miss a translation of your cat's secret language. Now, if you've paid close attention, you know that not all head rubs feel the same. Number 3. The physical force of the rub dictates their immediate mood. Picture this. You're reading a book, and your cat glides by, barely grazing your shin with their cheek. Fast forward to the evening, and they practically headbutt your jaw with the force of a tiny wrecking ball. Those two interactions aren't the same message at all. A feather-light graze is a passive check-in. It's your cat whispering, "Everything is stable, we are good." But a forceful, repetitive bumping means their internal engine is revving high. It's not aggression, it's pure, unadulterated excitement looking for an outlet. And here's something most people miss. When cats deliver a rapid-fire sequence of short, punchy head bumps, they're often trying to self-soothe. It's a grounding technique using your solid presence to bleed off excess nervous energy before mealtime or a zoomy session. Watch how these variations map to your daily schedule. Maybe the soft press belongs to lazy Sunday mornings, while the hard bonk precedes the dinner bowl. These physical cues map their internal clock perfectly, and if you have ever watched your cat aggressively rub a coffee table before they finally come to rub you, that behavior carries a message of its own. Number 4. Rubbing objects near you is a calculated warm-up. You've probably been told that cats rub furniture to claim the house, but that's not the full story at all. What looks like a random obsession with the edge of your laptop is actually a targeted message meant for your eyes. Remember how we discussed scent mixing? Well, this is the environmental version of that. When your cat vigorously rubs the door frame, the sofa arm, and finally your hand, they're constructing what experts call a scent bridge. Here is why this matters. By painting the objects immediately surrounding you with their pheromones first, they're extending their absolute safe zone to engulf you. It's their way of shouting, "This entire radius is ours," without opening their mouth. You will often see this choreography when you return home from work. They hit the corner of the wall, they hit the chair leg, and then they hit your shin. That sequence is highly orchestrated. It's a welcoming ritual, a physical countdown to the main event. Cats who exhibit this chain behavior are highly intelligent and deeply attached to their routines. So, if your cat treats the furniture like a runway before bumping you, recognize it as a masterpiece of feline communication. But there's a specific context where this rubbing is completely misunderstood, and it shows up when your cat seems to be begging. Number 5, it's an invitation to a ritual, not a demand for treats. If you have ever had your cat bump your leg in the kitchen and immediately thought, "Oh, they're begging for snacks," you are in the majority. But here's the twist. That is rarely their primary goal. What looks like a simple plea for food is actually the initiation of a shared habit. Felines thrive on rigid predictability. They worship routine, and a firm head rub is their way of saying, "Let us execute our daily sequence." It might be time to open the blinds. It might be time to sit on the balcony. It might just be an invitation to follow them into the bedroom for a nap. Think about the times your cat bumps you, makes a tiny trill sound, and trots 3 steps away, looking back to see if you're moving. That is not random wandering. That is a command, a furry little summons, and here's what most people miss. When you stay glued to your phone and ignore the bump, they will come back and do it harder. Not out of anger, but because the psychological loop remains open. They need you to complete the dance. Track these moments, the morning bathroom bump, the evening couch bump. You will realize your entire day is governed by their tiny forehead. But there's one specific type of head pressing that breaks all these rules, and it's a matter of life and death. Number 6. When a head rub turns into a dangerous medical red flag. There's a critical reason you need to pay attention to this next part, because it could literally save your pet's life. What looks like an affectionate gesture can sometimes mutate into a severe warning, and most owners are completely blind to it until it's too late. Normal, healthy bunting is fluid, interactive, and brief. Your cat seeks you out, their eyes are bright, their tail is up. But when a cat walks up to a blank wall or a closed door and drives their head into it without moving, that's a terrifying shift. This specific action is known in veterinary medicine as head pressing, and it's absolutely not a bonding ritual, it's a siren going off. Vets warn that this rigid pressing is a primary symptom of neurological damage. It could mean brain tumors or toxic poisoning. It's incredibly rare, but when it manifests, it requires an immediate emergency room visit. Picture the difference. There's no purring, no soft eye contact, no seeking of warmth. Just a stiff, frozen posture and a relentless push against a dead surface. They do it to relieve unimaginable internal pressure. If you ever witness this chilling behavior, your cat is begging for medical intervention. Knowing this dark distinction allows you to protect your cat in a way they can never protect themselves. But when the behavior is healthy, we arrive at the most beautiful truth of all. Number 7. It's the ultimate surrender of their primal defenses. There's a profound reason this final realization hits so hard. Even if you've never consciously articulated it before, a biological miracle is occurring in that split second of contact. When your cat deliberately closes their eyes and pushes into your body, they're voluntarily blinding themselves and offering up their most fragile anatomy. In the wild, a predator never exposes the back of its neck or eyes. They only do it when there feels like zero threat. That evolutionary fact alone reveals the staggering emotional weight of this gesture. What looks like a casual greeting is actually a suspension of their survival instincts. It's your cat saying, "My life is in your hands and I'm not afraid." You'll notice they only execute this move when their muscles are entirely slack. Their breathing slows, and they melt into your space. That physical surrender is never given lightly, it's earned through years of patience. Here's the truth most people overlook. A cat will not offer this gesture to a stranger. And often, they won't even offer it to the other cats in your house. So when that little furry forehead rests against your cheek, they're granting you VIP access to a sanctuary no one else can enter. And that's exactly why your heart swells every single time it happens. You're absorbing their absolute faith in you. Now that you see the matrix of their behavior, let's tie it all together. A headbutt is never just a cute quirk, and now you possess the exact translation. Every graze, every firm push, every lingering press is a sentence in their silent language. Some are building a family scent, some are checking your mental health, some are initiating your daily dance, and some are critical cries for medical help. But the core truth remains unchanged. When your cat presses their head into you, they're bridging the gap between two entirely different species using the only tool they have, absolute trust. That warmth you feel against your skin is them saying you're their entire world. So the next time your cat pauses, tilts their head, and leans in, don't just pet them blindly. Pause with them, feel the weight of the gesture. Notice the calm in their breathing. That's love, that's devotion, that's a relationship built in small, silent moments. If your cat has a specific way they like to headbutt you, drop it in the comments below. Tell me their exact routine, and I'll decode what it means for your unique bond. Because once you learn to listen to their silent voice, every single nudge becomes a memory you'll cherish forever.